So I hope everybody is here. So it's 2 minutes past 1 o'clock, and we can start. So nice to meet you all. I'm Kaur from Venture, and today we're going to have a webinar on the topic will manual coding survive another year? Also, I would like to add, if possible, mute your mix. And if you have any questions, then just you can leave those for the end of the webinar. So, manual coding. At the first glance, nothing looks broken. Codes still go out, factories still run, sales teams are very busy, and yet something feels quietly failing. Not loudly, not dramatically, it's happening in silence. So today's webinar, it's not about just the tools, it's about systems and whether the way we code still fits the market we are in. Briefly about me, I'm Kaur, founder of Venture, and I have a background in civil engineering and naval architecture. So the past 8 years, I have been working in the field of building information modeling and 3D modeling across different offices, manufacturing companies, and main contractors. And for the past 5 years, I have been delivering BIM and IT-based solutions for mainly manufacturing companies. And the past 2 years, I'm mainly focusing on building Materia, a digital twin CPQ platform that eliminates friction between sales and engineering. In today's webinar, we will cover why speed matters more and more, buyer behavior in 2026, and cost trap of CAD-based CPQ solutions. So 2026, it's not definitely a boom year in construction. Different sources state that growth of the construction industry will be around 2 to 3%. Probably in India more, but in EU around 2 or even maybe less. Different sources state different data. So there is a huge competition for projects, and there are quite few projects. If we can see from the public procurements that today there are 15 main contractors competing for the same project. Couple of years ago, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, there was only maybe 3 to 5 main contractors competing for such projects. So the competition is heavy, and this also creates the competition for material manufacturers. So they have to be faster, they have to be more efficient, they need to be better. So in boom years, like 4 years ago, capacity wins. We know the cases from concrete element producers that they literally had a queue waiting in line to make offers, but things changed, and now a lot of those companies went into bankruptcy because they didn't make things better. They didn't automate the processes. And in slow years, like in 2025 and 2026, efficiency wins. So you have to create processes, you have to automate in order to stay competitive. Let me ask you one thing. How many codes did you lose last year? Not because of the price, but because you were too slow. So you didn't get any reaction, email, no feedback, just there was silence. Let me tell you a story. It was when I was working in a manufacturing company years ago. It was Friday afternoon, and Christmas holidays were just around in the corner. So I got the inquiry from a client that I want this kind of product and drawings and so on. And for me, it was Friday afternoon. I had still work to do. I wanted to finish. I wanted to go home, spend weekend and holidays with my family, and then come back to work and focus on the quote. So finally, when I came back from the holidays, it still took me 1 or 2 days to actually get in contact with the company that required our services. And it turned out I was too late because they told me by phone that they sent out 4 inquiries, 4, and only 1 answered, and they already made a contract with them. So this got me thinking, hey, I was too slow. But was the problem in sales or was the problem in system? So if you have a very good system in place, then you don't need to react in person Friday afternoon, and the holidays are just around the corner to the inquiry. But if you don't have to have a system, you do manual work, then you have to do it. You have to give an answer for them, and if you don't, you lose the deal. So speed equals win rate, and the first serious code wins the attention. So this sets the price anchor, frames the solution, and starts the negotiation with the potential client. So from my experience, personal experience years ago, manual coding that took 2 to 5 days, it's invisible, it's too slow. But if you have a system in place that enables to make digital coding just within 15, 20 minutes, that's fast. You set immediately the anchor, it frames the solution, the client is happy, and everybody gets what they want. So buyer behavior has changed a lot. In B2B to C, B2B to C, buyers want instant answers, clarity, and control. I have also a story here. A couple of years ago, I decided to build a fence around my house, and I looked for different solutions. I found a nice configurator, and I started to play around with it. It was picture-based, but it was more or less okay. So I made my inquiry day. I made my design there and wanted to have an inquiry. But what they gave me was an approximation of bill of material. So it was not like it's gonna cost you 1,000 euros. They gave me an average, so it's gonna cost you 1,000 to 1,600 euros. I was like, why? Why do you give me like this kind of crap? I want a fixed price. How much is this design gonna cost? But it didn't end with that. If you wanted to have a quotation, then there was a contact sales button. So in the end, when I did all this flow, I designed my fence. Then I got the approximation of the price, and then there was contact sales button. And then I had to wait for the sales engineer to contact me. And in the end, it turned out they didn't have some of the products I wanted in stock, and they also didn't offer any installation and so on. So I finally abandoned it because it was the process felt stupid for me. I kind of felt betrayed. And I went with the regular fence building company. They showed me their products, their references. I myself made a CAD drawing how I want to have my fence, and I ordered them, and they also built it. But this also got me thinking that, hey, there should be a better way for that. And there should be an automated way. And this also implied that people, just like me, I wanted clarity, I want control, and I want things to be automated. You can think like those guys who have born in year 2000, they are now around 25, 26 years old. They don't want to go to shops and they don't want to call a sales engineer. They want to design during late evenings or night their product, click and order. They don't want any friction between sales. So the buyers choose the path of least friction. It's like with TV remote. People were too lazy to go to the TV and push the button to change the channel. So instead of that, people invented remote in order to change channel, so they don't have to move around. So that created less friction. So why manual quoting breaks? It has human dependency, so it's inconsistent. It needs engineering validation. You're always trapped. You need to always engage your engineer. And quite often it uses tons of spreadsheets. And they don't work properly, they lag, and they break down. So it's error prone. This system is a failure, and it creates bottlenecks, it creates errors, and margin leakages. Imagine if you will produce like 100 of your products, and the product in the end is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the product itself maybe is wrong. So that's a huge cost for the company. And with today's modern systems, it's possible to change that. It's possible to escape that trap. So if the system doesn't scale, it exhausts teams. It exhausts the management teams. It exhausts the engineering team, and it exhausts the sales team. One good example is that a couple of people I know that who are sales engineers, that their management team has told them, hey, next year we want to have 20% of increase in sales. And the sales engineer thinks that with the same tools, the same system, the same spreadsheets, they barely managed last year, and 20% of increase. How the hell is that going to be possible? So if you want scale, you have to change the system, you have to change the process. So this is why actually CPQ exists, or CPQ was invented. CPQ brings structure to sales. It's the necessary step forward in automating your sales processes. So configure, price, quote systems. From my personal experience with the fencing configurator, I had the picture-based configure, but the pricing was already in the middle, so I didn't get exact price. I just got the approximation. It's gonna cost you between something like this. I didn't want this. I wanted a fixed price and in the end a quote. But the quote was, hey, contact sales button. So I abandoned the system. I didn't like it. And the CPQ works very good if it is built very well. The user experience has to be super good, then people do not abandon it. So the CPQ does well in creating speed. So you can actually code instead of days within minutes. It eliminates errors. So it's rule-based, logic-based. It creates consistency in your quotation. And if done well, it creates a good buyer experience as well. So it removes thought between the user and the product. So if you literally can see the product building in front of you and it's correct, it creates instant trust. But this is where CPQ stops short. So usually, like 80% of the CPQ systems that are on the market, they give you a nice PDF output, maybe a good bill of material, and the static PDF, and that's it. So there is the wall. So there is still friction between sales and engineering. But what the engineers require is that the same output will go to engineering team, and they can produce CNC data, CAD data, IFC models, step models, everything. But most of the today's CPQ systems do not do that. They simply have a nice picture, maybe a 3D model. If you are lucky, they have a parametrical model, but that's it. So there still is a wall between sales and engineering. Other thing is that there are CAD-driven web-based CPQ solutions on the market, like Autodesk offers such possibilities, and also the SolidWorks and TriWorks offer such possibilities, and they are really nice. They are very good. They are technically impressive, but they are economically broken. And why? They are economically broken because you need a license for your Autodesk product or SolidWorks. Then you need a license for TriWorks, and still, if you make changes there, then it clicks. Every click that you make in the configurator triggers a server-side computation, and you pay for that. So it's very good for in-house use, but then the sales and engineering is not connected still. So we have several companies as our clients that have been using those systems in-house, but they cannot scale it for public use. So if you would have, if you use a CAD-driven web CPQ solution and you have like, I don't know, 10,000 visitors per month visiting your website, then you're gonna have uncontrolled cost because for every click the visitor makes, you pay and you pay and you pay. But they usually, like I would say fifth or maybe 10% of the visitors only order, but you pay still for the 10,000 visitors for every click. So it's economically broken, and you need to have a better system in place. So the consequence why many CPQ projects stall is that so even if quoting gets faster, the execution in the engineering side is still manual. Quite often you have to engage engineers to do the drawings, manual work, computation, and so on and so on. So it's still error prone, it's still manual. And if you use CAD-driven CPQ solutions, then they don't scale economically. So it still creates a trap. So regular CPQs on the market, they digitalize the quoting process, but the production side is the limitation. And if you use the CAD-driven solution, then the production side is good, but the quoting side is lacking. So that's the trap. Regular CPQ solutions fix quoting, but they do not fix the entire end-to-end flow from sales to engineering. And this is where actually Materia configure price quote differs. Materia delivers production-ready reality, so it generates instantly engineering accurate drawings, 3D models, and also architect-ready design files that can be used in architectural models like in Revit or other such softwares. So we call it configure, price, quote, produce. pipeline. We also have a video here that one of our clients, it's a garage door, and you can see all the measurements. You can see how it exports IFC models, DXF drawings, PDF documentation, everything from the initial sales until production is there. So in Venture, we came up with the CPQP framework: configure, price, quote, produce. So, and the produce, the P stands for you get production bombs. You can send CNC data to CNC machines. You get out sales and tech drawings and 3D models for architects if they need. So what sales sells is exactly what the factory builds and what the client gets. So if you use this kind of a system and it's 3D or a digital twin based like Materia, then the client actually sees what they get. And this is the end-to-end flow. We have also proof, for example, from Saku, they didn't increase their engineering headcount. They didn't increase their sales team, but their sales volume went up from 2 weeks to 2 hours. So that's an amazing ROI. And now 90% of the services, of the orders come online. I also have a sample here just to play around. So you can see that you can see the measures. You can see how it opens. It's like a web-based CAD solution. I can start modifying the opening width, the opening height, lintel height, everything is here. So I can change the color. Maybe I want something like this. I want automation. Everything is here. Everything is built in. It's rule-based. We don't invent it ourselves. The manufacturing company gives all the logic. So maybe I want a pass door. Maybe I want some windows in there. Maybe some ventilation grills. So everything is here and it's super fast. And the company doesn't pay for the clicks that I make here. So I can go next, and here I can export IFC, export XF, print PDF. We are also currently developing the solution to give out also step files. So with the CPQP framework, you basically give superpowers to your sales team. You don't have to hire more, but they can produce more, and that's what you in the end of day want. You want that the sales engineer don't do quoting just and it doesn't go anywhere. You want them to shake hands and bring home the deals. And if done right, then the CPQP system enables that. So the final verdict: speed versus scalability. The standard CPQ solutions on the market, it helps you quote faster if done right. If the user experience is very good, then they are really powerful systems. But they lack usually the engineering side. So there is still friction between sales and engineering, but the data has to flow. So with the CPQP framework, from the initial sales, the data flows until production. So you don't do any more guessing. You don't have to engage engineers anymore. You can quote with 100% accuracy, and the same data goes into into engineering, into production, straight to production. So yeah, that was a short overview. It took me almost 30 minutes. And yeah, the topic was on will manual quoting survive? In my opinion, and what I have heard from our clients, it will survive, but barely. And year by year, it gets harder. So the question, or you should ask yourself, should I automate or not? And probably you know the answer. You should start thinking of automatization. Thank you for coming to this webinar. And now I will, if you have any questions for me, I would like to answer them. So please go ahead. And also one thing that if you saw, if you like what you saw, then feedback would be nice. And if you want a private demo of different systems or CPQP systems, or just want to negotiate or spar, change ideas, then I'm more than open to do that. Just call me or send me an email, and let's change ideas. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Will manual quoting survive?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Carl, thank you very much for the presentation. It was very profoundly presented as well, how actually things will shift to much more automated processes in the future. Although I believe some companies are still going to do it, but it's definitely going to things are going to change, and that's because also the consumer behavior is changing and a generational shift is happening. So I think this is the most important thing, that how people are gonna buy products, and products that will also shift how quotations will be made.
Yeah.
And
Or
I have one more question. Sorry to add before. This is also applicable for much more complex products, right? And not
yes.
only garage mode. So maybe you can
Yes.
expand on that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. We have, for example, in portfolio different clients. We have been working with garage doors and doors, but we also have railings. We have pipes and manholes, windows, so ventilation systems. So it can be applied to different products in different industries. So, and also the LOD level, like if you set up a system like this, the heavy part is the LOD, like how detailed you want it. Do you want it like the 3D model should be more beautiful than real life or not? And that's the heavy part of it. But yeah, we have been working with different companies, and currently we are negotiating with a couple of wood modular buildings and saunas and terrace manufacturer as well, to use the CPQP framework that we have invented. Also, I would like to add one. I had a couple of months ago a chat with um, director of R&D in a big company, and what they told me was also interesting, that the buyer behavior today has changed, so that, like, let's say 30 years ago, we went to the shop, we didn't have an like e-shop or something. But now the younger generation wants to see everything online. The user experience has to be super good. And then if they find the product, they will go maybe to the shop or to the store to try it, to see it in physical form. But if you have a very, very bad like experience in in eShop, then buyers don't want to go to your like physical shop. So this has changed, and I believe more younger people coming to the market and it will change. So in the like I think in 5 years time, like we will have like amazing XR tools, and you can literally have glasses on your head and design I don't know, couch or furniture or even a window, and you can see the digital twin of the product in front of you, and you can play around, and then you will go to the shop maybe and try it out. But yeah, things are changing with technology. But George, thank you for your question. Anybody else? And also, I hope this your question got an answer.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, if you don't have any more questions, then you will find soon the recording on YouTube as well, and we're gonna send it by email, and also the slides. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm super happy to make you a private demo about the system and negotiate on different possibilities. Thank you for your time. See you around.